Hey, it's BrickTsar. We're going to do another BrickTsar Answer Thingy. I'm like Jim Rome. I got my paper. I'm making noise. So anyway, we're going to answer a couple of questions, and these are going to be related to Bricklink. If you don't know what Bricklink is, where have you been? Where have you been getting your Lego from? But anyway, Bricklink, that's a online Lego reselling site for AFOLs like me. So we're going to start with a tried and true friend of BrickTsar, that is Mardi Gras Man 23. He asks, will the Bricklink store ever reopen? He's talking about my Bricklink store, which you actually see part of it behind me. These containers here contain items that I had in my Bricklink store. They're still there. You just can't see them. And then there's stack-ons behind me. Obviously, they're kind of hard to get to. You can't really get through the side of a stack-on and have to move these items to get to it. So I don't know when it's going to reopen. It's just, I have so much going on. It's not a priority at this time. I do want to reopen it. I do plan on reopening it, but there's no date on that right now. So let's get the piece of paper out again. Another question from Mardi Gras Man 23. Why don't you add random pink parts to your Bricklink orders anymore? Now, in my early videos, that's what I did. I ordered, anytime I ordered from somebody, if they had pink, I would try to get at least one part. Because sometimes the prices were too high. But lately, in all of my recent hauls, pretty much, I have not received pink parts. I did have one where I had a Paradisa item, but I just haven't been doing it. Sometimes the prices are too high. I do have a lot of pink pieces now, but maybe I need to get back to doing that. It was kind of my trademark in the early days, even before YouTube. I'd always buy, I usually wipe out the store. I buy all their pink parts, but the prices kept going up. And the reason is because they don't make pink anymore. At least pink of the Paradisa pink or the other shades. I really think there was only one, but people that are really picky about colors will tell you there's two before the pink that we have today, so there's really 3 pinks, but I don't know. So I don't add them too often, but maybe I'll do it again. The next question about Bricklink is from All In Bricks. That's All In Bricks. He says, in your opinion, is having a Bricklink store really worthwhile and profitable? It's a good question. I will say that a lot of people get into it like me, not necessarily going into it for the profit, but it is worthwhile because, number one, you can sell stuff that you don't need anymore and turn around and buy stuff that you want. And that's how I got into it. It wasn't as a way to make money, but it was a way to, when I bought a bunch of Lego sets that I wanted to buy because there was a few things in there and there are other things in there I didn't want, I could turn around and sell what I didn't want on Bricklink. And then it just kind of grew into this where I was getting so much stuff on clearance that I could part it out and sell for more and get more Lego that I want. But he mentioned some things like factors that you have to take into consideration, like competition, real earnings, and storage. Competition is good because it keeps prices down, so that's good for me as a buyer, but also as a seller it helps establish some prices so I know what to sell things for. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, and I buy from people, so I don't view the competition as the competition. I'm not in a race with anybody or anything. It actually, if you see some of the other YouTubers that have Bricklink stores, the competition is kind of a good thing. It helps people. It's done in a good spirit, meaning they race to different levels to have so many parts in their store. So it's a way of motivating each other, and it's a friendly competition. So it's not like we're cutthroat with everybody. So that's to me is not really a problem. Now the real earnings, that's a good thing to consider because if you take into consideration the time that you spend sorting and parting things out, and then like I bought these stack-ons. You know, we're always looking for the cheapest deals for stack-ons. I got all these crates for like $1 at Walmart when they had them. They cleared out. That's why you got these weird colors. Just taking shortcuts like that. Buying plastic bags if you use those. Envelopes to mail things in. There's so many costs that can come up that when you take into consideration all that and the time you spent, you're making like $1 an hour or something. So it's not really, it might not seem profitable when you consider your real earnings, but there are people that pretty much have made it their career. So yes, if you use your time wisely, buy wisely, and you get efficient at it, it is worthwhile. And then storage. Well, for me, it's kind of cool because if I need a part, I know where to find it in my own store. And a lot of us do that. If we're trying to build something, we need some parts, we'll start in our own store first and take it out of our inventory, which it might be a little time consuming doing that, but I need to get my actual inventory organized as well as my store inventory. So those are all good Bricklink questions. And why don't we ask we'll ask a couple more questions here. And one's from Hubby. Hubby always asks a lot of good questions. And he actually asked this one a long time ago. It's on the video of the Renault, which was a 1970s. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but it was a model maker, probably from the mid-70s, like 75. But he says, has LEGO done other brands, and he's talking about brands of cars, or makes, is it makes or models? I can't remember. Makes of cars. Like he mentioned Volvo, Volkswagen, and Renault. Whatever, however, it's the French car. Volvo and Volkswagen are pretty common that LEGO has done. And Renault, whatever, not so common. But there are a lot, and I don't know all of them. So maybe if you know other makes, is it makes or models? I don't even know which comes first, but you know, brands. We'll use the word he said, brands. They've made a bunch, and like I said, I don't know all of them. If you know some, put it in the comments below. But these are the ones that I came up with. Ferrari. That one was easy because of all the polybags they did. Mercedes is actually one that was real common in the early days. Bedford. There's a Bedford truck. I never heard of Bedford, so hopefully that's not like a Ford Bedford or something. But there was Vauxhall. There's Opel Record. Sounds like broken record. Opel Record. And then there's the Ford. They had a Ford Taunus, and there may be other Fords. So there are other brands. I came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other ones, and there's probably more. Honda. I looked up Honda. Oh, it's right there. The only Honda thing that they had in all of Bricklink inventory is the not Isaac Asimov, the Asimo robot is a Honda item. I searched Nissan, that doesn't come up. So some of those other Japanese brands don't come up. So that's a pretty cool question. So if you know any other brands of cars that LEGO has made, now I'm not talking about fake brands. These were real, based on real companies. All right, one more question. This is from Inigo Vanama, or Vanama. It says, why does LEGO write LEGO on every piece they make? Well, I don't know. They didn't actually begin doing that. Some of the early pieces don't have LEGO logo on them, and some pieces today don't have the LEGO logo anywhere on them. It's not real common to see that, but there are still pieces, because of the way the piece is shaped or whatever reason, they don't have a if it doesn't have a stud, it might not have LEGO on it somewhere, but it's usually somewhere little on the inside, even if it's not on, if there's no studs. But that's so you know it's a LEGO piece when you look at it. Of course, you can pretty much tell by looking at most of these pieces that they're LEGO, but there's some pieces like tiles that don't have LEGO anywhere on them, and sometimes you can be looking, is that a Mega Bloks tile or a LEGO tile? But you can pretty much figure it out because the quality is there. But that's a good question. I think it's just it's branding. You have a brand, you want it everywhere. Like if you're TheyMightBeGricks, you want to put TheyMightBeGricks on everything. And so Coke puts Coke on their Coke bottles. So I think that's why they do it. It's the branding. So and knowing now that there's competition out there, people trying to mimic Lego and even steal molds and things, so you know you got genuine Lego when you see Lego on it. So what did you think of those bat questions? Any of them that you want to add to? Leave it in the comments below. If you have a bat question, be sure to put bat in front of it, and I will try to answer the bat questions, but again, I can't promise to answer all of them. I thank you for asking the questions, and I thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. He's so stupid, he's Yoda, they didn't speak. Aren't you glad? Hey Yoda, he thinks we can't talk.